But of course, as you start trading, you go into the internet, you have your friend who tells you, I've got this fantastic software, I've got this fantastic indicator, or this email comes and tells you, follow me and you'll do it. Millions. It's only 20%. This is what really matters. But why don't they mention that? Because they cannot sell you that. You cannot sell that. You can't package it. I can package a software. I can tell you how to do the guard list, and I can sell you my newsletter. Or I can sell you my tip service. But I can't sell you that. I can talk to you about that, but in the end, you go deal with it. So, we've got to learn to think in probabilities. We have to be aware of some of the typical trading errors. We've got to start the learning process how to think differently. We've got to be aware of our time and how we dedicate it, quality, accepting that not everything that is being traded in the way it's traded is good for you. Your friend trades 5 minutes, and you get awestruck by his success. But you try to trade it, and you can't do anything. You get too excited, you sweat, or you can't follow it. Your friend stays for days, and you can't sleep at night. Your friend makes money, and you only lose. How's that? Your friend is even thicker than you. How can he do it and I can't? Confidence. Wow. Now you have it, now you don't. Athletes, footballers, full of confidence. He was scoring goals, one after the other. Then suddenly something happens. We don't know. And suddenly he can't score. What did Harry Redknapp say about that guy? Even my wife could score it. The famous, yeah? And he went, Darren Bent. He went to Sunderland and he started scoring. Maybe the fresh air in Sunderland was better than in Tottenham. But he had lost the confidence here. So, learn to think in terms of probabilities. This is a very interesting book. I mentioned it twice. I would suggest you read it, and buy it, and read it, and read it, and read it again. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. Now, what do we mean by probabilities? Anything can happen. Now, of course, you may say, if anything can happen, why am I doing this? If I can lose as much as I can win, what am I doing? I don't want to do something. I want to do something that I can certainly win. Well, you've got to accept that anything can happen, because as everything is going towards the direction, a guy in Malaysia decides, because it's raining, or because he had an argument with his wife, or because there's rioting in Greece, and you have nothing to do with it, decides to sell everything. And suddenly that fantastic pattern is not going well. How can you know that? You don't. You've got to accept that. And every market is unique. There's nothing, there's nothing special about that market, and there's nothing special, but it is unique. It can happen for the first time, like it happened the other day there was how much? 1,000 points in the Dow. I saw it happening, 100, 400, 500, 600, 700. And at the end, as it was going up, I remember I had a trader, a fellow trader who's a hedge fund manager in the US, said, I was awestruck and I should have closed my shorts. I didn't do anything. And the guy is a professional. He looked at going down, he was, he looked at going up. Where he started, he ended. Right, to have a competitive edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. Nothing more. I have an edge. I can see the market in one way rather than another. I can draw this, I can draw that, use moving average or whatever. Nothing more, it's just probability. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean because my mentor does it. Doesn't mean because the guy who sold me says he's made millions that it's going to happen. No, it's just probability. Probable, it's going to happen. Not certain. Of course, what does that mean? Stop loss. Right? Nothing else. Finally, you do not need to know what is going to happen next in order to be profitable. You don't need to know. You don't need to predict. You don't need to find out. You don't need to predict the future in order to make money now. Because if you follow that, you'll never do it, because you cannot predict. Only one guy predicts, and he's not trading. He's not here, he's up there. This is also important, and this we try very much not to accept. Oh no, I lost. That takes away my manhood or my, womanhood. That makes me a bad husband, a bad friend, a bad father. Nothing. This is part of it. This is as much part as anything else. As the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, losses are going to come. There's no way you're going to. If you meet anyone who says, I'm only making winning, say goodbye to him. Thank you very much. There's no way that's going to happen. Confidence. belief in our powers or abilities, and is not a mystical substance. That's the thing, is not. It is something which to do with processes and can be developed. Confidence can be developed, can be fixed. If you lose it, you can work at it. It's very important that you work on the confidence. You say, how can I work on it? Confidence comes, as I say afterwards, confidence comes after competence. You cannot be confident about something if you're not competent in it. If someone was to tell you, go up there and jump 5 meters into the pool and do a backflip. If you've never done it before, how can you be confident? But if you've done it 200 times, you can be confident. If you've done it 2,000 times, you can be more confident. So you have to keep going to create a competence. What is it you follow? This particular methodology, so do it. Concentrate on the process, not on the P&L. That's what we always do. What is a good trade? A profitable trade, yes? No, it's not a profitable trade. Why? Because this we cannot affect. We can put the trade in and something may go wrong. It's going to have to do with us. Because as I said earlier, we cannot affect once the trade is in the market. But this we can affect. How do we get to the trade? What do I look? What's the process? What time frames? What instruments? What are the factors that I use? Did I follow all that procedure to date correctly? Was I upset? Did I cut corners? Should I be adding something and test it? That is totally my thing. No one's going to get in there. But this is random. Each one is random. Tomorrow's trade could be wrong, or it could be right, but because I did not do it properly, not because this turned into a loss. This is something that everyone looks for, and it is maybe one of the most difficult things. Not the 1 or 2 trades, the consistency. Every day, every week, bring in some money. Again, this is to do with competence and confidence.